Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of UTSC Life Skills. I'm Dr. Amanda Ulizik, and I'm here to talk to you about how we can focus more on the positive in order to increase positive emotions throughout our university and college experience. Now, often when we talk about college and university skills, we're focused on, well, how do you get better grades? How do you handle stress? How do you make important decisions about goals and about your career? And while all of these are essential to a great university experience, I also want to take some time today to emphasize the importance of generating positive emotional experiences, like increasing happiness, wonder, joy, and curiosity. These are all emotions, experiences that we could do more for to have more of. And I don't think most of us would want less of these. So, this is a little bit of a space where we can think about, well, how do I increase these things in my life while keeping in mind all of those other academic, goal oriented stress practices that help us achieve in university? So, first, we want to talk about, well, why do we need skills for this? Why is it so hard to see the positive sometimes? Why isn't it just our natural way of being? Wouldn't that be wonderful to just always be noticing those good things that are going on around us? Well, first, in order to talk about why this is, we have to go way back in time, 20,000 years ago and more. And so, if we think about how humans have evolved, we really needed 20,000 years ago and more to keep ourselves safe and avoid danger. So, those humans that survived were the ones who could notice and remember negative events. So, our brains are predisposed to search for, to notice, and to remember negatives. And that is why that one bad grade is so much more present in your mind and so much more easy to remember than all of those good or great grades that you've had in the past. For example, or you remember that one time you really said something embarrassing or did something embarrassing, and not the literally millions of other interactions you had where that did not happen. We are just really good at doing that. Um, we could get an award for doing that. I think some of us are even more skilled at seeing and identifying the negative than others. We get in these patterns of anxious or sad or angering thoughts, really grounded in noticing and searching for negativity in our life. So, because really most of us are lucky enough to not actually be searching out and noticing danger to our physical self at all times. Most of our negative thinking is grounded in things like anxious and stressful situations that will not actually harm our bodies. We have to actually take a really mindful and deliberate step to focus on the positive, to overcome the natural urge to only focus on the negative. So am I saying you should just only focus on positive no matter what and just smile through it and always ignore negative things that are happening around you? This is something we call toxic positivity. This is this idea, tell ourselves to ignore reality and just focus on positive things. And this is definitely a disclaimer for today. This is not what I'm suggesting as we go through the skills. We sometimes think, oh, just, you might hear advice like, oh, just focus on the positive. Don't show anybody you're sad. Turn that frown upside down, all of those kind of platitudes that can be really infuriating and very invalidating. So I do want to be mindful today as we go into talking about increasing positive emotions, that we are not talking about toxic positivity, that all of this comes in balance with what the reality of our situation is. That being said, what is a free easy, always available way to increase your positive emotions. So there's a ton of ways to do this, but today we're going to talk about one in particular, and that is gratitude. So gratitude is this idea where we start to focus on what is wondrous about our environment, what are we thankful for in our environment, and what do we appreciate in our environment. And if you remember that beam of flashlight from the video on focus and attention, sometimes we need to really narrow down what we're looking at and what we're doing and ignore and not assess other experiences in our life if that's consistent with our goals and our values. And so today we're really going to talk about how do we turn our focus to gratitude on a day-to-day basis in order to improve our positive experiences. So, what are you thankful for in your life right now? So, it could be absolutely anything from the biggest to the smallest bits. It could be something you do or said. It could be a physical sensation, an emotion, an experience. It could be the coffee that you had this morning. You can be grateful for that. You could be grateful for your family. You could be grateful to feel the sun on your face. Really, anything is possible. So try this now. Take 1 second. That's all it takes. Breathe in and think of something you're grateful for while you breathe out. Sometimes it's even nice to do a slight smile to your face while you do this. This can help us feel that wonder, that thankfulness, that joy, or that happiness. So I hope you took a second and you did one of those things and you thought of something that you are grateful for having right now. But maybe you didn't. Maybe you're feeling down and you're feeling like nothing is good. Maybe you have one of those negative thinker trophies that we just showed, and you're like, there's absolutely nothing in my life I'm grateful for. I have no gratitude. Well, let's take it down to maybe something even smaller then. Right now, I'm grateful I have glasses because I can actually see what I'm doing right now as I record this presentation. Once when I brought this up in class, we did this as part of my class at the University of Toronto, and someone mentioned deodorant. Like, I'm so happy that deodorant exists. And maybe you're happy for TV or Netflix or your favorite show, something that gives you some bit of, maybe if it's not happiness, it's a sense of safety or a sense where you can just zone out and relax your mind. Any of these things you can be grateful for. So it's okay to start small if you're having some trouble, or you're really a good negative thinker and it's hard to flip yourself to a gratitude focus. I also want to mention that research shows that regularly practicing gratitude can actually reduce depression in college and university students. And this is as small as doing a small 2 minutes a day or less practice of gratitude journaling. And we're going to talk a little bit about what that is. So, but what you have to do, just like anything else that we've discussed in any of these videos, a skill needs practice. You have to practice it. It doesn't just naturally occur. You have to make a focused effort. And luckily, there are lots of ways to practice gratitude. We already did one. We took 2 seconds, stopped, took a breath, and thought of something we're grateful for right now. Another thing you might want to try this week are writing thank you notes. So you might think, sigh, the last time I had to do this was, my 10th birthday party. My mom made me write thank you notes or something like that. But really writing someone a note, a text, an email, posting, just thank them for being part of your life, or thank them for something that they did recently for you or why you value them. I've personally received handwritten thank you notes from students across my last 14 years as a professor, and I have saved all of them. I think it's so genuine and it's so kind to receive something like that. One of the most common things recommended is the idea of gratitude journaling. So I highly encourage you to make this a regular part of your day. All you have to do is write down 3 things that you're grateful for every day. And you can physically write it if you want, but you could also type it. You could use, there are apps for it, or you could even do something like posting it on Instagram or Facebook or something so you can share it with people as well. It's just a way to acknowledge good things in your life, and it actually has a significant effect on changing how you feel and how you think. Another thing that you might want to try is practicing gratitude with friends or family. So the next time you're having dinner, ask everyone to name something they're grateful for today. Or you could even make it a game. We do this in class as well, where you go around in a circle and you do gratitude ABCs. So the first person says, I am grateful for apples, they're delicious. And the next person says, I am grateful for my friend Bonnie, starts with a B. She is just the sweetest. And everyone goes around and sees if they can think of something that they are grateful for with each letter of the alphabet. Just a way that you can make it fun, but also improve those positive emotions about things that already exist in your life. So, what can you do this week to practice gratitude? It would be great if you could try one of these elements of taking a minute a few times a day and just breathing, smiling, and thinking about it. Could you practice with friends and family? Could you write a thank you note or start a gratitude journal? These are all elements that can connect you to feelings of joy, happiness, wonder, and curiosity in your environment. Things that are already happening to you, things that are already there, just for you to turn that flashlight beam and start to notice. So thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. I am grateful for you being here and listening to this recording. Have a wonderful day. Please be well.